Welcome to Birdseeds episode 9. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope your January is off to a great start. Hope your 2023 is off to a great start. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about something that I think makes myself and other people really successful salespeople, entrepreneurs, business people. It kind of comes down to what I'm doing on this podcast and the background that I have that made it so easy to venture into this podcast. So, what I'm talking about is creativity. So, being creative and finding solutions, being a problem solver, in my opinion, is probably one of the most important aspects in being successful, whether it be an entrepreneur, whether it be a salesperson, whether it be, pretty much anything. Just an employee, whatever you're doing. I think creativity is key to continuing to push the boundaries and continuing to do more than what's expected. And frankly, that's what makes us successful, right? When we do more than what's expected of us, we're succeeding. We are doing everything that we should and more. So, creativity is everything. For me, I'm miserable if I'm not creative. I need to get that, express myself and get that out in order to motivate myself. And so what I mean by that, especially let's take sales, and what I mean by that creativity is, problem solving and not just running the normal, scenarios or whatever, like actually breaking it down to what are the actual problems. Not just what we're told the problems are, but what are the actual problems and what are the problems behind the problems. And, if we can focus on what those are and we can open our mind and be creative, we can find solutions to those problems in ways that make everybody happy. In my opinion, I think that's everything. So one of my life sayings, one of my mantras is no may be the answer, but it's the last answer we're going to find. So let's just take some examples here. So I'm in real estate. Let's take a transaction. I got a real estate transaction that's, blowing up. I don't know, let's say the appraisal came in low or something like that. And, the buyer may want to back out. And that may be the ultimate answer. Maybe the buyer can't get their loan based on that appraisal or whatever may be going on, but maybe that is the ultimate end-all answer. But let's uncover every stone on the way there. Let's make no the last answer we find. Let's see if there's another way. Let's see if we can get creative in solving that problem. I remember a story. I had a deal with past clients of mine, awesome past clients of mine, and we listed the house. We found a buyer. They were under contract on their next house, and we underappraised pretty egregiously. I want to say probably like 40,000 or something, maybe 35, if my memory serves. It was a pretty big amount that was underappraised on 400 and something house. It was a pretty big deal. And if that fell through, then the house that they're buying fell through, and the house that those people were buying fell through. And of course, we went the first step. We appealed the appraisal with the appraiser, but that didn't get us anywhere. That appraiser's made up his mind. Wrong in our opinion, but at the end of the day, he made up his mind and he wasn't going to budge on that. So that is what it is. So we're still left with our, let's call it $35,000 gap. Well, that's in 99% of the cases, that's a deal killer. My sellers couldn't buy the house I was helping them buy without the $35,000 from selling their house. They needed that money. The buyer didn't have any additional money. He was doing a VA loan, was pretty much cash strapped, and didn't have any additional money to put into the deal. And then the sellers that my clients were buying, they weren't going to buy the next house. So I looked at that and said, all right, $35,000 is a lot of money, but I think we can figure this out. We have a buyer, a seller, who's also a buyer, so that's 3, and a seller. So we have 4 parties here, 4 transactions that are coming from this, right? We've got a couple title companies, title company closing our deal, title company closing the next deal, and a title company closing the following deal. We've got 2 lenders involved here. We got 3 real estate agents or firms involved here. Like, once you break it down to that point, I'm like, all right, well, we got, what's that? We lost count here, but what's that? I don't know, 9 people, 9 parties, 9 entities that are part of this snowball. Well, guess what? We figured it out. 35,000 divided by 9 is not nearly as bad as 35,000 divided by 1. And we solved the problem. The buyer bought my client's listing. Buyer's happy. Buyer's in the house. Buyer gets a great deal because of their appraisal. My clients, they left a few bucks on the table. And again, the buyer had to pull a few bucks out to make it work, but they got a great deal at the end of the day. My clients, the sellers, they left a few bucks on the table, but they still got to sell their house and move into the next house. That seller left a few bucks on the table to make the deal work. Agents kicked in a little bit, title companies kicked in a little bit, lenders kicked in a little bit, and guess what? Everybody kicked in a little bit and the deal got saved and everybody was happy. And that's where that creativity comes out. And you can't just get overwhelmed by the problem at hand and go, man, they can't solve this, this is over, and throw your hands up and walk away. That's not going to get you anywhere in life. But taking a second, taking a step back, looking at the real issues, and then opening up that creativity is key. It's vital. It's everything. And again, that's just one sales story. I think it's vital everywhere you know, in your life and in life in general. Just if you change your attitude to no may be the answer. You can't fake it. No may be the answer. It may actually be we can't solve this and it is what it is and we need to move on. And that's fine. But you can feel comfortable in that if that's the last answer you find and you open up your mind and you try to figure something else out on the way. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm kind of passionate about this because I get so frustrated. I see agents on the other side all the time that just go, oh, deal's dead. We can't do anything. Da, 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 da. It's like, can you try? Can you just do your best? Can you open your mind? Can you try to solve the problem instead of just giving up? And when I'm able to kind of help them solve that problem, we keep deals moving. And I think at the end of the day, everybody's happier for it. So anyway, that's episode 9. I hope this helped you. I hope I can spark some creativity in you. I mentioned my background. Again, I did music for a long time. That's why these podcasts are easy. So I need that creativity. I'm also going to share that, you know, I used to be in the music business and I stopped playing music when I was in the business because I was too bogged down with that. I just didn't have the joy in it anymore. And frankly, I was miserable. So getting that creativeness out of me and writing and recording and playing and all that, like, it's just so vital to me being motivated and happy. And it makes me better in every aspect of life. So encourage you to find what motivates you, what pulls the creativity out of you, and just make it happen. Again, thanks for listening. Episode 9, Bird Seeds. See you next week.